Hi, I'm Okira Banks, costume designer, and stylist to the stars. The fashion industry is more than who's wearing what. It's attitude, personality, and a lifestyle. It's a vibe. And in the Style Lounge, we get into it all. Your favorite guys and girls will sit on my couch and share their real stories as it pertains to their connection with fashion and how it shapes their work and life. And I want you to join us. Welcome to the Style Lounge. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Hey guys, it's your girl Okira Banks, and welcome to the Style Lounge. Right now we're in the midst of COVID, so I thought it would be really cool to bring the energy outside. You know, you have to use different parts of the house or wherever you are just to kind of get through. And today's guest I have is KJ Rose. KJ Rose with the Rose Effect. You know, high energy Grammy Award winner, a new author of the Rose Effects. I thought it would be great to have her. And I also thought it would be great for me to really do some extra stretching and workout for her because she's all about energy and dancing and performing on stage. So what I wanted to do is bring you guys in, show you what I do in the morning. I do this every morning. I stretch for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes or less. Let's get started. I've worked with a number of trainers, and what I've learned from a couple of trainers is for women, if we do nothing else, what's the most important thing for us to do is to stretch our hips. Yes, that's where we carry all our energy, our stress, our emotions. So I just do like maybe 5 different stretches just to kind of open up the hips. I breathe because I think we forget to breathe. Okay guys, so another thing I like to do is this stretch. It's actually a stretch I would do a lot when I danced because I used to like to be able to lay all the way back. Now I don't know how far I'm gonna go, but I'm just gonna introduce it to you. Plus, it's a good stretch like for your ankles, your knees, and your quads. I'm gonna just show you, but right now I'm recovering from spraining my ankle, so this is what I've been doing literally every morning. Let's see how far back I go. All right, I stayed there for a little while. I'm pretty excited. My ankle's been recovering. And then probably the one last thing I like to do, the Old Faithful. And this helps me with my ankles. Again, I sprained my ankle, so I still feel a little bit of pain here. It's just good to end before I leave the ground with some breathing. So that's it. That's my flow. That's what I do. Sometimes I do a little bit more, but that's basically what I do every morning, just to get my energy flowing, to get my breathing going. And now that I'm in the right energy and flow, I think I'm in the perfect flow to interview Miss KJ Rose. Hey, pretty lady.
Hi, darling.
You look beautiful, like always. I got my girl KJ Rose, Grammy Award winner, artist development and performance expert, and now author.
Come on.
The Rose Effect.
Yes.
What's going on, KJ?
Oh, man, it feels good to just be talking to you and looking at you.
I know.
Just getting back from the family in Chicago. Just sometimes you need a hard reminder of like truly what's important. And so just, you know, creating moments that I would have never had.
We're never getting this time again. I've been loving COVID for the fact that it made us slow down, made us have compassion, empathy, connect with our families and not say, oh, I'm coming. Or when you go in town, you got to rush and see everybody and then one barbecue and it's fun, but then you come back and then you're on some schedules and then you don't see them again for another 6 months unless your work allows you to go to your city and then you try to squeeze in seeing everyone. So now it's just really good quality time.
Totally agree.
And so, but you've been on a roll, Mama. I've been enjoying you on Instagram, but I enjoy you when I see you at the parties too. Because we see each other bouncing around, moving around, but I enjoy seeing you at the parties.
Thank you, Mama. I enjoy it. And the biggest party of them all would be church.
Right. And then I hit and miss because, you know, I'll come in real early, sit in the front, or I'll come in late, or you know me. But when I do see you at the good parties, it's a fun time.
Yay.
I remember the first time I saw you outside of us, like, hey girl, you know what's happening? You know, because we always give love, always. Yes. But the first time I saw you out, it was an event. And it was a good time. It was fun, and the music was jamming. There was a lot of influencers and fashion people there, and the music was good. And then you kicked your leg up and started like, hey, I was like, who knew? I did not know. I did not know. Because do you know, for a long time, I didn't know what you did, KJ. I just knew I knew you. I'm not a digger.
Which is fine, which to me is the most genuine.
And then it wasn't until someone, I think, in passing asked you what you did, and you said, no, I do blah, 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 blah. And I went, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know you help people get prepared for stage. I didn't know you were in artist development. So with that being said, what I want to ask you is, what is the Rose Effect? That's now the book, The Rose Effect.
Right. So we'll start with my full name. It's Kiana Rose Henson. And, you know, for the longest time, I was, you know, seeking this record deal, and I had toured as a background singer with different artists. And then I was ready to kind of step into the forefront of things. However, when I would take meetings, people would always say, oh, Kiana, the background singer. So I was always starting from this very defeating position, which I thought that I should really give myself a chance, you know, to be looked at in the fullness of what I do. And so for the longest time, Rose, I was just like, I was not trying to embrace Rose, you know, because
that's such a good name.
It's made me sound older. And I was just like, I think I love, right. And so my mother was like, well, your first name was almost Rose, so you better embrace your middle name being Rose. And so I think when I went back to my roots and I truly like researched every Rose and Rosa in my family, which goes back to my great-great-grandmother, and even before then. And so my mom's middle name is Rose. Now, my paternal grandmother's name was Rosa. My maternal grandmother's name was Rose. So it was like all interchangeable, you know, Rose in my life. And once I decided to just totally embrace that, it was like the Rose effect. The Rose is everything I am. The Rose is the energy. The Rose is the vigor and the passion and the tenacity and the persistence that I have embodied in my own life, and that now, you know, I feel privileged to be able to pour into other people's lives.
You use the power of your name that you were given, that you thought, I don't want that name.
Because there's depth and there's soul to that. And if I'm starting from a place,
there's generation to it. That's your line. That's your lineage.
So now I can give that freely, you know, when I impact and affect other artists, because I'm like, I want you to come from the core of who you are. Like, none of this should ever feel contrived. Whatever you give, whatever your story is, I want it to be so explicit that it can't be hijacked. This is, you know, in just inexplicably you know, and if challenged on your story, you stand in the most emboldened, robust, you know, position that you can, of power. And so I knew that it had to come from a place of depth for me to be able to offer them a place of depth.
For it to translate to give it to them.
Yep.
All that power. Woo! Do you do affirmations in the morning?
No, but
you are an affirmation. And power.
I can't lie. I will say that you know, I do pray.
No, I get it. No, I just wondered because of what you just shared. That's why I'm just wondering.
Yeah, and I should.
There's a lot of power in it.
I was wondering, do you go, I am power?
You know what?
I
Throughout the
am
day,
that I am.
I am that I am.
I am.
Throughout the day, like if I have a client, I'm always doing somewhat of a power chant, right? Which can be in many ways an affirmation. And it is as simple. And that's why I'm always telling people, like, it can just be simple. What are the words that you say to encourage yourself when no one else is around? What is the word that gives
For you to be your own self-motivation.
exactly? And that's exactly what it is. And so before I go into any client, I said, Lord, take my ego out of it.
I say the same thing. Take my ego out of it. Use me as a vessel. Whatever you want me to say, I will say. Tie my tongue. If it's not you and it's me, because this is to do your will. Period. Even in this.
And it's discernment to see how I can fill in the gaps, right? Because you don't know the call they took before they got to you.
Nope.
You don't know the trauma that they've endured in their
You have
lives.
no
You don't know
idea. You don't. So you want to be of a healing and of a service. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a service and it's an emotional contract. Long before you get to, hey, this is how I see you style wise. And long before I get to, hey, this is how I need you to embody these lyrics, it is, do I understand you first?
Exactly.
You know, like where
But
am
that's my
I?
prayer. That's one of my biggest prayers. I'm like, Lord, take the ego out of it. Take my ego out of it. I am for you to call within me to do this and give me a blueprint and allow all the things to come together, then now I am your vessel and you tell me what you want. Even with my questions being asked. It's a good time. It's a fun time. And that's why I was like, KJ, I've been watching you on Instagram with all this good time, this good love, this good emotion. And then I say, cover her. Cover her even in that and sharing, because I was like, call back her energy if she doesn't call it back for herself. And I do, because that's a lot of giving, and that's cool, but you gotta call it all back.
Yeah, amen.
So you're a Grammy Award winner, girl. I mean, who knew that my girl was gonna be a Grammy Award winner? I love this time for you. And can you talk about that? And I know you are responsible for Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas,
Not little, Lil Nas X, and his stage performance. And I love your relationship. I love how he support. I just think it's beautiful. And so tell us how you got him ready for the stage and his Grammy you just.
I would start with just always saying yes, right? Like I want to make sure that I understand that I am a vessel. None of this is me. It is truly God speaking through me. When I get clients, I know that I'm assigned to them, and I pray on that to make sure that it doesn't become a numbers game for me. So the co-head of Urban Columbia Records, Felicia Fant, called me and said, I got an artist. Now, this is before Old Town Road became Old Town Road. It was out there and there was, it was
doing his
brewing.
thing. I figured it was. I figured that. I was like, I feel like she got him before.
Mm-hmm. And so he had never performed on stage before, but he is highly, highly intelligent and highly intuitive and, and just wants to learn. And that is like the best type of artist to ever work with. Someone that has, acknowledged, hey, I've gotten to this point, and, with the tools I have now, but I know that to get to the next level, I need an entire, wheelhouse of new things. And so he was so amenable to us working together. And so once they understand that I am not here making a statement that something is wrong with the way you've been doing it or the way you've been thinking, I am only here to meet you where you are
and enhance,
to expand your perceived capacity. Like, I just want to take you higher. And so I think once people see that you're not, because we're artists and we're sensitive about our stuff, and you don't want anybody coming.
As Miss Erykah Badu said, we're artists, and I'm
Exactly.
sensitive about my shit.
I'm always like, I'm not here to fix you. I am not here to fix you. I am here to help to
meet you where you are. And I always say personify that to a higher level. I'm not trying, what do you want to do? Okay.
And agitate areas that you already possess that have been lying dormant. Irritate power that you didn't even know you had, And so that is my job. It's not to fix anybody. It's to trigger them to start and reintroduce them to themselves.
Yes.
Like I think, the stuff that he is doing, the stuff that I was able to pull out from him, he already possessed. And any artist, he already possessed. And so, from Ambi J to Ruby Rose to, anybody, to Polo G, whatever, to the Lumineers, like they already possess it. I'm just there as kind of like this agitator, this disruptor.
This good agitator with a smile and some energy and say, well, let's do this. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. It's good agitation. You challenge people to go deeper to bring out their best self.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then after that, you got a Grammy girl. You got a Grammy Chicago girl. If you guys don't know, she is from Chicago.
I shared with Lil Nas, so I did not get the actual,
That's okay.
But I shared. So, but yeah, because, and here's the thing, he got the Grammy, one of his several, for his performance in the Old Town Road video. So as soon as you say performance, I'm all over that. Right.
So I know who to call now that I know everything that you do when I'm ready to get on the stage and perform. It's going to be good too.
I'll be ready. But here's the other thing. Your stage is wherever you stand.
It really is. It really is. It is.
I don't just work with artists in the traditional form. I also work with artists in the boardroom and artists who are just, they want to do a presentation or they want to, sell a product. And so I go into a lot of corporations. Like over the last couple of weeks, I worked with Quibi, but when Outside was open, I was at Pandora and Google and Adidas.
Let me call KJ Rose. I've been really not using this relationship well.
We're all artists. That's what I say. Like when I go in, I'm like, how many artists do we have in the building? I expect everybody to raise their hand, right? Because your art, the art of nursing, the art of teaching, the art of, directing. It is an art. And
it's an art and it's a ministry, however it goes. Cause that's the service. So this wonderful book, you can get on Amazon.com. I don't know where else you can get it, but I definitely know it's on Amazon.com. You have the 8 steps to, put it closer, Rosa, the 8 steps to delivering the performance of your life. Yes. Where did that come from? And you have to tell us, can you tell us one step? What's the one fundamental step?
I would say, if I'm pulling in can I tell two?
You can tell two. It's your book, but I said tell one and then make the rest, but
There's one chapter called From Shame to Significance, and I'll let you read it in its entirety. But the premise of that chapter is that we often dismiss our gifts based on, number one, time, because maybe we have maybe you have created something in 2000 that you don't think is relevant in 2020. Maybe you have dismissed something because someone's words, were so penetrating that it made you feel less confident about that thing. And so for me, I dismissed a song that had been written from a very space of a very, painful space of a broken relationship. And so that song I threw away only for 9-10 years later to get a call about the song. Wow. To eventually that I dismissed. I was like, no, you don't want that. Like, come on, I've evolved. I'm a new woman. They were like, yeah, we hear you, but we don't have time.
But now you can share it because you have evolved and you've healed from it. So now you can share it a different way.
Yeah, but I did not, if it had not been for my girl Rochelle being right there with me, that checked me and said, you wrote an entire album. What are you talking about? You got nothing. I was like, because the girl said, well, do you have anything to contribute to a project I've got? I was like, I got nothing. She's like, you wrote an album. I was like, yeah, I did that in 2010. Who cares? And I eventually sent in my work only for it to land on Queen Sugar, and so one of the steps is complete the assignment. God can redeem time. It is not your job to figure out where it will land. It's not your job to figure out how it will be perceived or received. Your job is to complete the task by honoring the work. The work is not less important. It's not less necessary because you did it years ago. It's not less necessary because somebody else didn't see it, because their foresight was not as long as yours.
Come on.
So it's making sure that you just complete it. It doesn't mean that it will.
Sometimes you're just supposed to complete it so that it can play its position when the time is right.
And get to the next thing. And in completion, you get new ideas.
If we just trust the journey. Because in that, I'm sure you got something for it to then later on be used for Queen Sugar. It's timing.
Yep.
But
Amen.
complete the assignment is important because it's not in our time. God is not of time.
Say that again.
As Sarah.
Yeah.
No, God is not of our time. There is no time. It's only when it's God's timing. And if you trust God's timing, it's perfect. And one thing I love that Erica Campbell says, and it made me change everything. It really did. She said, do you want it? You want your good, or would you like God's excellence? And God's excellence, it's not easy, because of plenty of time I was like, but I know how to get this. But God's excellence comes with something you can't even imagine. It transforms you.
That's how I have to think about my man.
That's how you should think about your man.
Do I want the good for now, or do I want the excellent that might come on later?
No, you like, because the good, I need him to do some stuff that I want him to do, but the excellent, but when he done, can I get the excellence?
Yeah. Right.
I know. Be trusting. We are in a good time right now. Things are being reshaped, reshifted. I believe courting will start all over again, because we're going to know what people bringing with them for real.
Yeah.
After this. And I love COVID. Has it been a roller coaster ride? Yes. However, it's been a beautiful time that we are in history and we will never get again.
Amen.
All right. So here's a fun thing I want to do with you.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, how are you living wardrobe wise? Like when you go out. So I'm going to ask you, when you out, and I know this because I've seen it, but you know, just for those who don't know. I know a little bit, I don't know all.
Okay.
KJ on a date. What is KJ wearing? How's she living?
It's funny because I am like a jean. I mean, my work, I'm a jean, Dunks, high top, Jordans.
You like this. You
T-shirt. I'm moving too much, right? So I need things that are transitional. So if I'm meeting somebody, I'm automatically, I can throw on some heels and I can throw on a cute shirt. Now, you often see me in that, and you may rarely see me in a dress. However, my friends have challenged me.
I challenge you, because I know you're going to be fierce in it. I challenge you to put on even a skirt with a t-shirt.
But I wear it for like very like formal things. I've worn a dress, and I've worn a dress, like I've tried to get dresses that I could just collect over time to wear when I'm going out. But see, here's the thing. Unless I'm leaving from home, then it's difficult to put on a dress in a car.
Well, I put on dresses in many places.
Yes, you have. Yes. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it's like, if that's not your go-to, it feels like a project.
You need the right fabric just to slide on and go. That makes you feel like you're throwing on a jean and t-shirt. Okay. So since you're the jean queen, you are the jean queen. So is it pretty much when you go out, most places, dinner, out with your girls on your first date, are we catching you in jeans?
Probably, but I also like, look at these pants. So I also like the pants that like kind of, let me see.
That's the Chicago girl in her.
Yes. Yeah. I like very relaxed,
swaggy, relaxed clothes. Like me.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So I do like those.
When's the last time you had on a formal dress?
Formal?
Formal? Heck, cocktail at this point. When's the last time you had on a cocktail dress?
Um, in Morocco. Don't play yourself. In
When?
Morocco.
When was Morocco? Wait,
Before COVID. Right before COVID.
February. When was? Because before then it was 2 years. So I challenge you with the rest of your friends. As soon as, yes, I challenge you. I challenge you to wear, I don't care if it's a maxi dress. And I know you got good legs, so it really should be short. I challenge you to put on a dress.
Okay.
I want to see how you swagging. There's a lot of dresses that'll be good for you. I just had a whole bunch of them that will fit your
I
flow.
bought some while I was in Chicago. I have dresses.
You put
but
on
know
that
what?
dress, you gonna find that God's man. That God's man's gonna find you. He gonna be like, she got legs.
Look,
But here's the thing, I get more guys trying to holler when I have on ripped jeans.
Because you're more comfortable and they're not so intimidating. But you know what? I don't care. See what happened when you put that dress on. Get a cute t-shirt dress.
I have those too.
Okay, well, I challenge you before the weather changes in California to put on that dress. So that means you have to do it before you go to Chicago again. Anyhow.
Received. Got it.
So can you tell us what else you have going on? And tell us how we can find you too.
Yes. So this entire time I have been doing interviews and workshops and conferences. I am, do I have it? Oh, I can't go get my hat.
You can go get your hat. No, how long? Go get your hat.
Hold on. Hold on. Well, I'll just show the hat for now, but I also have t-shirts. So I have, I wear hats all the time. It doesn't
So you
go
have
with
a
the
merch
dress.
line. You have a merch hat line right now. Tell us about the merch hat line.
So myself and my friend Jackie Lacey, I wanted something that was simple and clean, but that also just represented me. So this is a snapback, but I also have the dad hats, right? So this is the rose on the hat. There's a rose effect. And then on the side, it also says,
the rose effect.
it says rose effect there, but here it says make it count.
Make it count. Love it.
So it's, and I wear a lot of hats when I work.
Yeah, I've seen that. So where can we find your hat, your merchandise?
So coming soon.
You know what, girl? Do you have a website? Tell us how we can find
I do.
you.
Yes, my website is roseeffect.com.
Where you're going to be able to find the hat when it's available.
When we debut, yes. So this is just me kind of dipping into new waters because I'm like, I can't keep wearing other people's hats and t-shirts. We'll have hats as well as t-shirts.
Well, you know, I only wear my brand, so I get it.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'm also working on an audio book to go along with this book that is available on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon and Kindle ebook.
And can they order that from your website too?
Yes. It'll direct you right to Amazon. So you can go to the website, roseeffect.com. I'm on Insta at kjroseeffect.com.
Nice.
I am on TikTok. I am now a TikTok partner. And so I've been given the role of producing 15-second motivational spots.
Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Which is so funny because initially I was like, I don't like doing other people's dances. I like to do my own dance. And they were like, no, we don't even want you to dance. We want you to do what you do and just really kind of uplift people.
That's excellent. Yeah, people need that right now. They're going to need that after this too, mentally. They really.
So that's Rose Effect 20. And you can find me on Facebook, Kiana KJ Rose Henson. And yeah, I am just still taking meetings and looking to expand so that eventually each chapter of this book becomes a short story, short form content, you know, because it's just, I created the chapters so that they could be visually embraced and truly vivid for these times. So I wanted to live on, you know, I want to be able to just show people that, you know, perfection is not ever going to serve us, right? But if we just take one step today, you know, you
Brick
can
by
get
brick.
closer to that thing. Yeah.
Brick by brick.
Yep. Yep.
You will have a foundation and then you will have a building. Whichever one you want. Yeah. Just follow the blueprint that was given to you.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it, Miss KJ Rose, the Rose Effect. You can find her on her website. You can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and go cop her book. Please go cop her book. I need to get your book. So check her out. She's fantastic.
I have to share one other thing.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
You know, a lot of times where you want to get to, that sounded crazy. The goals that you have for yourself, you think they're going to come one way, but they come once you complete the assignment, right? My assignment was to complete this book. It took me 2 years, and I had no idea I would land in an interview with Ayanna Van Zandt, right? I had no idea it would land me in Rolling Stones. And as working with Lil Nas, I thought as I was an artist back in the day, that's what I envisioned. One day I'll get a Grammy. And God said, your Grammy is going to come through a whole nother, you know, direction that you had no idea, but I need you to follow me and I need you to be obedient in it. Even when you don't see the end of it, you know, that's real trust.
Nice.
Right? So it's like sometimes if God let us in on the fullness of our dreams, then we would not be prepared to tackle it. We might thwart the plan. So just, I'd say it's obedience, it's trusting, it's faith.
And saying yes and staying open. Yes.
It is. And it's decreasing your focus group. Stop asking 85 people if they think that you should be doing what God already told you to do.
That part. There you have it. The Rose Effect. The Rose of dropping all these jewels. This is what we do. You make that nasty face.
I can't help it. I try to make good faces.
But it's cute. You're pretty, so it's cute. It's cute. You good.
But
You
it's
good.
not, yeah, it's not who I am.
No, it's fun. It's a good time. It's a good time. See, you got me popping. I love you, girl. Thank you for coming. I really knew you came to me. You came to me clear. So as soon as you came to me, I text you, and I want to say thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to see you while you out here traveling. Remain to stay safe, but I know you're covered.
Amen. And continued success with all that you're doing. And thank you for just being such a warm spirit.
Oh, thank you. We have kindle spirits. That's why it works. That's why people go, y'all sisters. Like, I'll take it. She cute. She real cute. Yeah, and she fun.